Are you ready?
Hey peeps, how's it going? Hopefully you guys are having a good day in the very, very crappy and cold weather. But fall is officially here, which means so is Detroit basketball. First preseason game starts Monday. And I said to you guys we're going to talk about this bench. Well, I thought about it, and I want to save it for Above the Rim, because I think that is a good conversation. So speaking of Above the Rim, that is going to be this Monday on my channel, 8 o'clock. Be sure to tell somebody about it, share it all over the world, so that way we can have some good conversations, not only about Detroit basketball, but just the NBA in general. We had a good turnout for first episode, and I'm looking forward to episode number 2. But without further ado, let's talk about Bruce Brown, because, you know, I talked about Luke Kennard being the missing piece for the Detroit Pistons yesterday. If you have not checked it out, I highly recommend it. A lot of you guys in the comments felt, you know, kind of mixed about it. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to feel pretty mixed about this one too. And that is because Bruce Brown is more than likely going to start for this team, whether we like it or not, which is I am fine with. Because Bruce Brown, unlike Luke Kennard, plays harder on defense and has that defensive mentality. I compare Bruce Brown a lot to Marcus Smart, because when Marcus Smart first came into the league, you know, he really wasn't a great shooter. He's still not that great, but he's vastly improved. The thing that made Marcus Smart, you know, get a lot of minutes and become this key person that can either start or coming off the bench for the Celtics was his defense and his ability to ruffle the guy he was guarding's feathers. They see him put him on James Harden a lot. Now, he's not a lockdown defender, but he can take people out of the game mentally. And I think that's kind of a lost art in the NBA today. You know, that's kind of what the Pistons did with the Bad Boys. You know, they weren't the most athletically gifted people, especially Bill Laimbeer, but he played the the psychological factor in the game and took people out of it. I don't know why I try to use big words when I can't enunciate them, but that's beside the point. Bruce Brown, you know, isn't really much of a talker so much on the court yet. I mean, you have seen him show emotion. You guys can remember that stare down, that goofy stare down that he did that to get GIF everywhere. That's pretty funny. But that's his main goal, and that's going to be his calling card for his NBA career, however long it is, how long he's here for the Pistons. That's going to be his calling card, is his defense. It's not a bad thing. You know, not everyone's going to be a 20-point per game scorer. But, and here's the but with the Detroit Pistons, they are trying to evolve his game to another level. And what I mean by that is, like I said, I don't believe he's ever going to score 20 points in his career. If he does, that will be above any expectations that I have for him. I'm not expecting that from him. And, you know, he doesn't need to do that. But, you know, I believe he was a lottery pick, or, you know, projected to go in the lottery, if not the first round, but he fell to the second round. So the potential for him is there. But what the Pistons are doing, you've seen it in the Summer League. They put him in at point guard. And one of the games in the Summer League, he did get a triple-double. Now, it is the Summer League. You know, a lot of those guys are G League players. But what that showed me with Bruce Brown is that he's willing and he feels comfortable to accept this role. You know, I think that he wants to play basketball. You can tell he likes to play basketball. And I think whatever the Pistons are going to ask of him this season, he is going to willingly accept his role. So, what does playing point guard mean for Bruce Brown? Well, if he can't shoot, you know, they said he's improved his jumper, and you guys can't see me, but I'm putting that in quotation marks, that he's improved his jumper because we haven't seen it. Preseason's a good time to show it. But since he can't shoot, they want him to playmate. Help take some of that pressure off of Derrick Rose and Reggie Jackson and Blake Griffin. Get some another playmaker out there. You can never have too many playmakers. Now, his shooting form is going to get better year after year. And you know, you can't play in today's game and not shoot threes. I mean, for the most part, Blake Griffin was 29, 30 years old last season and had his best career three-point percentage, you know, throughout his career. So you're never too old to add to your game. He's young, you know. It's only his second year in the league. He's going to be okay. You know, I just think a lot of people want him to be better to start, and I get it. I don't think starting him over Luke Kennard to start the season, not last year, was the right way to go. But it is what it is. He's got a ton of potential, and he can be really good for the Pistons. So he should have a great preseason. You know, I'm not sure because nothing's been confirmed yet. I seriously doubt Blake Griffin and Derrick Rose are going to play a lick in the preseason. Reggie Jackson's yet to be determined. I do not believe he played in it last year, so I would have, you know, the same attitude or same expectations going into it that he's not going to play. So Bruce Brown and Luke Kennard probably are going to start, and that is going to be your shooting guard and your point guard rotation, but it's positionless because they're both going to play point guard and they're both going to play shooting guard at the same time. The Pistons have a unique, I don't know if unique's the right word, but a very interesting combination, or however you want to word it, a way of looking at this. Because you can put Derrick Rose and Reggie Jackson out there at the same time, and it'll work. You can put Bruce Brown and Luke Kennard out there. We have to see it first, but that's something for the future of this team that might work. And you can say the same thing about Kyrie Thomas and Mahiluk. I mean, all those guys play the same position. We talked about that enough. But Bruce Brown, he might be a starter for the Pistons for a long time if he can add this playmaking attribute to his resume. So it's just something to look forward to, and you know, I can't wait to watch him play point guard again because it was really fun to watch him play point guard in the summer league. But now it's against more NBA-ready people than it was in the summer league. Now there's still going to be a lot of G League players and a lot of guys who haven't made a name for themselves yet, but he's going to have some more weapons and some more NBA people around him. It's going to be very interesting to say the very least. But what do you guys want to see from Bruce Brown this season? Do you think he should start, yay or nay? Leave it down in the comments. Instagram, Twitter, and all DSA members in the description. Be sure to check us all out. And I'll see you peeps tomorrow. Peace.